This is a little girl who went missing for 24 hours in a park in Virginia. Her story is incredibly sad. On June 2019, 2-year-old Evelyn Boswell was playing with her family in a park in Bristol, Virginia. She had just turned 2 years old 6 days before she went missing. On this day, they were at the park celebrating her birthday. They were celebrating it a few days late, but that didn't matter to little Evelyn. All she knew was that she got to play with her favorite characters from Paw Patrol. She even wore her favorite Paw Patrol dress for the occasion. Little did she know that this would be the last time her parents would see her for an entire year. The last place her parents saw her was inside the playground at the park. At some point during the party, Evelyn left the playground. Nobody knows how she managed to do this. There was no way for a toddler to get out of the park without being seen, but somehow she vanished. The park was full of people, so it wasn't like she could have just disappeared. Everybody noticed that she was gone, but nobody knew what had happened to her. This was very concerning, obviously, so they started looking for her. But since the park was so big, it took some time before they finally found somebody who had actually seen her. That person said that they had seen her enter a white van. This was a break in the case, so they started searching for the owner of that van. In the meantime, they kept calling her name, but there was no reply. She was nowhere to be seen. Finally, they found a woman who said that she had seen a man carrying the girl away from the park. When they asked her if she knew where he had gone, she replied that she had no idea. As soon as the police arrived at the park, they started asking people questions. They wanted to know if anybody had seen anything, or anybody who matched the description of Evelyn. But everybody said that they had only seen her at the playground, and nobody had seen her leave. The woman who claimed that she had seen the man with Evelyn said that she wasn't 100% sure if it really was her. She might have been mistaken, and that is why the police still hadn't found Evelyn 24 hours later. Her family was desperate. They made several appeals to the media to try and find her, but even a day after she went missing, there were no new leads. They didn't know if she was alive or dead, if she had been kidnapped, or if she had run away. They didn't know anything. It seemed like she had just vanished into thin air. Then another witness came forward and said that they had seen Evelyn with a man in a red pickup truck. This gave the police something to work with. They started looking for red pickup trucks and asking people if they had seen her, but unfortunately nobody had. 1 week after she went missing, her father made an emotional plea for her to come home. He said, "I just want my daughter back. That's all I want for Christmas. Is that too much to ask? I never imagined I would be doing this, asking for my baby girl to be returned home to me. Whoever has her needs to bring her home." Unfortunately, that Christmas would go by without little Evelyn coming home, and the search for her continued well into 2020. Even though her parents must have felt hopeless, they never stopped looking for her. Every day they drove around town, handing out flyers and asking people if they had seen their daughter. They also posted on social media to spread awareness about the case. In addition, they kept the media updated about any new developments in the case. A few months into the investigation, her mother said that she had a feeling that Evelyn was still alive somewhere. She just knew it. Meanwhile, the police had a theory about what happened to her, but they didn't have enough evidence to make an arrest. They believed that she had been taken by her biological father, but they couldn't prove it. This was because her biological father had sole custody over her, and he had a history of violence. He had previously threatened his ex-wife, so the police were afraid that he might have done something to Evelyn. But since they didn't have any proof, they couldn't search his house or look through his stuff. If they did that without a warrant, it could compromise the entire case, and they wanted to make sure that they had everything right before they made an arrest. Then finally, after a year of searching, they got their chance. A fisherman spotted a body in a lake not far from the park where Evelyn had been playing when she disappeared. He immediately called the police and they went to the lake. They recovered the body and soon realized that it was the body of a little girl. The police confirmed that it was Evelyn, and her family was finally able to bury her. They had waited almost a year for this moment, and now she was finally home. But there was still one question that needed to be answered. What really happened to her? How did she end up in that lake? The police were still suspicious that her father was involved in her disappearance, and now they had a good reason to believe that he had killed her. This was because they received an anonymous tip that said that her father had confessed to killing her to a friend. The police searched his house again and found a lot of evidence that linked him to the crime. They found her blood in his house, and he had scratches on his arms. He also had a lot of strange behavior. He kept changing his story, and he didn't seem to care that his daughter had been found dead. He didn't cry or show any emotion whatsoever. He was eventually charged with first-degree murder and abduction. He pleaded guilty to both charges and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge told him, "You are a cold-hearted, calculating killer. You have shown no remorse for what you did to that little girl." After the trial, her mother shared a heartbreaking message online. She wrote, "This past year has been the hardest thing that I have ever had to endure. My child will forever be loved and will forever be missed. Until we meet again, my sweet girl, Mommy loves you." Now here's what I don't understand. How did this man manage to keep this secret for so long? You have to remember that a lot of people knew about Evelyn's case. The police were constantly asking people if they had seen her, and the media was covering the case non-stop. Surely one of those people must have heard him confessing to the crime. But if that was the case, why didn't they come forward until now? Maybe they were scared of him, or maybe they just didn't think that it was their place to say something. Whatever the reason was, they should have said something. If they had said something sooner, Evelyn might still be alive today. I hope that this case will be looked into and that they will find out how this man managed to keep his secret for so long. Anyway, I'm curious to hear your opinion. What do you think happened in this case? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, then make sure to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss any new videos. I've been your host. See you next time.